Hearts are looking to brighten things up ahead of the summer transfer window with improvements to the squad, but according to Hearts chief Andrew Mckinlay, there is still no sign of that £10 million investment from Brighton chairman Tony Bloom. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and in my opinion, things have went from pretty bloom to pretty gloom.
That's great. Hearts of Midlothian promised 10 million by Big Tony. Well,
Heart of Midlothian, mate.
We'll call them Hearts if we want. I tell you what, no one thing you won't be talking about, titles. Alright, how about those apples? You can forget about the S, hell, you can forget about the title itself and get about an E. Take away the L as well. Tit. That's all Hearts have got. Hee-haw. Be as well fucking getting Tony Soprano to supply them money because this guy has went AWOL. Where is it? Tell you what, and Neil Critchley, our summer business won't depend on if we qualify for Europe. Who's he trying to kid on with that pish, by the way?
Yeah, we've seen this year alone, in the last couple of years as well, when Hearts and Aberdeen were in the group stage of European football, and the extra money and income and revenue that the clubs gain from these group stage European matches, we're talking millions here. So I think Neil Critchley is wrong to say that being in Europe won't have any sort of impact or effect on the transfer window and what players are brought in. How could it not? If you're going to be, let's say, for example, £5 million better off by being in Europe for the group stages or the league phase now, as it is, then how could that possibly not change and have an impact on which players you bring in and how many players you bring in? I get it, Neil Critchley trying to save face because right now it doesn't look like Hearts are going to qualify for Europe, and if they do, I mean, it's going to be qualifiers, so it's not like they're going to be straight in at the league phase. Likelihood is, unfortunately, unless you finish in third place or you win the Scottish Cup and you get the guaranteed playoff spot to drop into the Conference League, reality is, we've just seen over the years, Scottish clubs outside of Celtic Rangers cannot qualify for Europe.
No, it needs to change, but again, he's here. We're not done.
Who was the last Scottish team outside of Celtic Rangers to qualify for Europe?
Was it Aberdeen?
I think it was them.
0708.
But did they qualify, or was the coefficient that much better back then that they went straight in?
Can't recall, but what I was going to say about Critchley is the only reason he's turned around and said this is to cover his own back. So if he doesn't get into the top 5 or win the cup, it's, well, don't worry, guys.
Yeah, I think he needs to focus on getting into the top 6 first. Never mind top 5.
He does need to do it. No, fuck top 5, top 6 or 7th.
Cup. That's what it is. You win that cup, and you steal Hibs' spot.
Aye. And you fuck Celtic to get a trophy.
It's a win-win.
It's a fuck.
So
there's no else.
There's no else.
It is great.
Unless we lose to Aberdeen in the semis, and that would be a bigger.
Aberdeen win. I don't give it. Actually, well, I would, but I'd rather Hearts win. Fuck, I'd rather St Johnstone win.
Anyway,
who am I kidding? Hearts
chief Andrew Mckinlay insists everything is absolutely fine in terms of Tony Bloom's investment in the club, and that they are charging on regardless of the summer transfer plan. So looks like Hearts will be doing business with or without that £10 million investment. We know that Bloom is seeking a deal to become a minority shareholder. Hearts are currently using his Jamestown analytics, and they've been using it for a while now, says Andrew Mckinlay. I thought they'd only just started using it over the past 18 months. Now maybe that is, and he says, for quite a long time now. I thought Hearts were using it over the last 18 months.
A lot changes in 18 months, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In football, 18 months is massive.
True. But Mckinlay told the Hearts Standard, he says about the prospective investment, quote, "There are no updates on the investment, but please don't take that as a negative. We'll only make another update when we've got something very specific to say. But as I say, I don't want people thinking nothing's happening. Everything is absolutely fine. Let's put it that way. We're planning on the basis that we think we'll get it over the line. But to be honest with you, the Bloom thing, there's obviously this equity side. But the bit that we've already had in play for quite a long time now, and we're already using it, and it's already instrumental in our transfers over the summer is the analytics, the Jamestown piece. We're already fully implementing that, as was seen in January, but we're already down the line with summer signings as well. End of quote. So, yeah, basically saying that here the £10 million investment isn't the important thing. The important thing is that we're using the Jamestown analytics.
What in the flying hell is Jamestown analytics?
It's the Tony Bloom transfer scouting system, whatever it is, right?
Is it the sort of thing that came to the verdict that a 3-0 defeat at Parkhead is good?
Right, now, what I don't get is, he says that they're using that, and that's the main thing, and I get it, but, like, if you're, let's say, it feels a bit wordy, doesn't it, the Jamestown analytics? For the remainder of this video, I'm just going to call it the analytics, alright?
The JT analytics.
The JT analytics. So, I get it. Andrew Mckinlay saying that's the main thing here. The fact we're using the name, the £10 million investment, that's not really relevant at this moment in time. Right, okay. So let's say you're using the JT analytics. Surely, if you've got £10 million to invest into using the JT analytics, you're going to get, you're going to get a bigger, you're going to get like a better outcome. You're going to get a bigger result than if you invest 500k into the JT analytics. I get it. The analytics is what Hearts are using, but the more money that you're able to spend, the more use and the more advantage that you're going to get out of these analytics.
No, I totally get that. But the problem is, the money's not there. Where is it?
Well, Tony Bloom's no gave us it yet.
So we can talk about 500k, 10 million or 100 million until he gives it. Is this a pipe dream? Has Tony Bloom realised, fuck, this club's shite? They aren't worth a dime. He doesn't seem all that interested. You know what I mean? It's like, is it one of those things you have to wait until the end of the season? I don't know, but I mean, Cripsley can play down European football. It's needed, especially with the extra games in the Conference League. You know what I mean? I sound like a broken record, but the Petrol Club, man, Hearts dropped the ball.
They did. Anyway, Mckinlay went on to speak more about figures and obviously qualifying for the Europa Conference League, how that would have an impact on the club. He said, quote, "This year we're expecting to have sort of a more break-even type position. That's fine, but you've got to remember that that's done on the basis of having European group stage football. And so we're very consistent of the fact that we are sort of looking at some things in our business, partly the investment we're going to bring in, which will allow us to maybe not have the losses that we've had in the past. That's a difficult balance to strike, but that's what we do. I'm not worried about our financial situation at all. We are fine. But when you get that group stage, it just gives you that extra buffer or bonus, which is obviously really helpful." End of quote. So I believe last year it was like, I think Hearts posted a £1.2 million loss. Mckinlay believes this season it's going to be kind of make or break. It's going to be, not just a neutral sort of year. And I don't see, I just don't see those numbers, how they add up. Surely Hearts will be posting they're going to have a positive balance sheet this year, no? It's going to be a profitable
Well, it should
year.
be just based off the European football alone, and that's why you need it. You know what I mean? We can't downplay European football. It should be massive. And it's a good inclusion to have the Conference League. But here, how much more money could Hearts have made if they got through past Petrol Cup?
Well, I mean, do you want to stop bringing up Petrol Cup, by the way?
Because it's fucking bogging.
Anyway,
I like our teams in Europe, and Hearts have fucked it.
Right, finally, Mckinlay talked about the bold prediction he made. He said Hearts would finish top 6 back in December, despite being bottom of the table. And looks like Hearts are going to do that. Well, they're currently on the verge of doing it. So, yeah, this is what he said. Quote, "I always thought we had too good a squad, but the squad has to perform, and the squad hadn't been performing. There were two things. One, I said, yeah, I'm not worried about relegation, but you always have it in the back of your mind the longer the season goes on. There were a good number of weeks where we won some games and we never seemed to come out of 11th place. But we were only 4 points off 6th or 7th or something like that. You just have to keep grinding it and grinding it. It's very tight, and it's still very tight going into the last couple of games before the split. I'm sure the league will like that, but it's not good for my heart. End of quote. Nice wee pun on hearts.
Hearts, hearts, glorious hearts. When is Tony Bloom going to get his finger out, man? You know, Rangers are absolute mince. Is another team in this league going to step up to task?
Yeah, I made an even bolder prediction back in December.
What?
No, actually, I think it was further back than December. I think I made it in November. I said Hearts would finish with Aberdeen. I don't think that's going to happen now.
No, Aberdeen have turned it around.
They have, unfortunately.
Tell you what, there was a lot of pressure on Jimmy Thielen. I feel like it's away. Do you know we've almost forgotten that Jimmy Thielen's Aberdeen manager? Do you know
they feel irrelevant.
See, yeah, Aberdeen have went from being the best team in the league
to the shitest team in the league
to just mediocrity.
Aye.
You know, it's fucking insane. Like, the Aberdeen exist. What are they doing? Where are they? I mean, they'll probably exist when they pump you at the cup, like, but
That's
until
not
then,
happening.
but until
That's
then,
not happening.
No, but
see them and they're like 700 fans or however many they're bringing to Hampden. Bring some hankies with you as well, some tissues.
Rangers play Aberdeen next week
Because you'll be crying.
Rangers play Aberdeen next week.
You'll be crying into your sheep wool. That's for sure.
Tell you what, fucking Rangers could be looking at another defeat.
Could be. Anyway, Tony Bloom, the money needs to come in. Come on, 10 million. Fuck, I predict the Hearts to win the league next year. We need this money. Need it now.
Your predictions are getting a wee bit more ridiculous.
We need that £10 million investment. Tony Bloom, pay up.
Baga.
What's he waiting on?
He's realised he's messed up, man.
He's realised here, there's absolutely no money in Scottish football. Why would I waste £10 million?
So that's what he's realised, guys, anyway. Not quite the Bloom period the Hearts had in mind, is it?
No. Nah, look, there's a lot of money to be made in Scottish football. You've got to speculate to accumulate. So I think Tony Bloom should get this investment going.
See if he gets the but see if a team gets the recruitment right and you win the league. Say Hearts won the league 3 years in a row. Pipe dream, I know, right? But say they get the recruitment right and you win the league 3 years in a row and you get guaranteed Champions League football. That takes Hearts from being a financial minnow, because that's what our league is, let's be honest, and that takes Hearts, like, see if Hearts get 3 years on the banks of Champions League football, groups, league stage football, that takes them completely away from the rest of Scottish football.
I know, but you don't even necessarily need all a team. See outside of the Old Firm, all one of these teams need, and it's going to be a bit more difficult now because we're losing that guaranteed spot, but see when we had it, all one of these teams had to do was keep finishing third.
Yep.
And the money that you will get from Europe will bring you closer to the Old Firm and it will take you further away from the pack. But we've seen that in the 3 seasons that we've had the group stage football, no team has managed to finish third back to back. It's been Hearts, Aberdeen, then Hearts. I don't think it's going to be Hearts this season.
No.
It's looking more like Hibs. But, you know, so that was 4 seasons there where Scotland were guaranteed a team in the group stage. See if it was the same team that had finished third 4 years in a row. See the profits that there would have been there. And if you invest that money wisely.
No, but no.
And that's how you're going to catch the top 2. I think first to catch the top 2, you need to pull away for the rest of the pack. You need to cement yourself as the third best team in Scotland. And when was the last time someone... Well, I say last... Has anyone ever really done that for a prolonged period? Has any club really cemented themselves as the third best team in Scotland?
Would Hearts not have that claim?
When?
2000s. By George Burley. I mean, not a massive period though, that's the problem. I mean, did finish second.
True, but I don't think Hearts. I think Hearts may have finished in the top three twice in a row, and that was it.
You're right. It's
I know Aberdeen had those 2 seasons where they finished above Rangers, but they were kind of benefiting from Hearts, Rangers, and Hibs all being in the Championship.
well, point. I'd say Aberdeen then. You know, they were second and third consistently for a lot of years.
Yeah, but like I say, that was
Yeah, but you've still got to do it. You know what I mean? Still got to do it.
anyway. I think that's when we'll see a team take a leap, and that's when we'll see a team maybe close the gap to top two. You
Yeah.
need to cement yourself in third place first, and then see what happens. Anyway, Tony Bloom, pay up, get that checkbook out because Hearts need to make signings in the summer. We need to close the gap to Celtic. The taking is now. Bazball is shite. Brodgeball's overrated. It's all about Critchley ball, Critch ball.
Needs crutches.
Aye. Anyway, till next time. Peace.